Welcome! My English country garden is in desperate need of attention. It's May and there are so many jobs to do. After days of hot weather, it's actually feeling a bit chilly today. I've popped in and put my jacket and scarf on. But I thought, what better day than today to come out? I think it might even rain later. So what better day to come out and tackle some of the jobs? Firstly, I really think I need to get in the ground some of the things that I've bought recently. But there are some exciting things to show you along the way. This is a bit of a surprise. My rhubarb has gone to seed, probably because it's been so hot. I need to chop the stalks off this, but this poor one that I bought at a car boot is looking a bit sorry for itself. I'm going to soak this in water whilst I dig a hole and get it in and give it plenty of compost and a good feed. That's the first job. I've got no idea how that will look in a vase, but it's quite pretty. I'm going to put it in a vase and see what happens. It might be in danger of being a bit too overcrowded, but I think I'm going to try and put the rhubarb there. And I have no idea what's happened to that one. That's looking quite dead. Ooh, that was one of the expensive ones as well. I'll give it a good water and a feed in a bit. No, I've got a nasturtium growing over there. I'm not going to put it there. I'll put it over this side. My rhubarb has definitely been neglected. I've been out and about and haven't been looking after my garden. I'm going to mix some compost with this coffee that I picked up at Starbucks, mix it in with some compost and put it all around the rhubarb, and then hopefully that will give it a bit of a pep up. don't like drinking coffee, but I really love the smell of it. It smells amazing. I bet when it rains it's going to smell like a coffee shop out here. I think now I'm going to go and get the green fertiliser, which I made the other week. And even though it's going to rain, I'm going to sprinkle the rhubarb with green fertiliser as well. I'm throwing everything at this today. On the way to doing that, I have just spotted some dahlias popping up. Just there, is there any more? Just the two at the moment, but they're the dahlias that I planted in this galvanised bath. That's wonderful. I think they can have some green fertiliser too. I'm going to give my roses a bit of a treat as well with coffee and green fertiliser. It feels as though everything needs a bit of a pep up. Great news! Down the side where the hedge is, I am going to have a nice path there at some point. But for now, I've just got some dahlias plonked there until I find somewhere better to put them. They've been there for a few years and I've just had a look and they're growing again. Great! They don't do particularly well there. They could do with being in a better spot, but that will all happen. But even so, they're there, they're growing, they're still alive. I'm moving these out of the nice part of the garden. It's gone past their best. But if I put these in buckets and plant them up, they'll look lovely next year and they can come back out the front when they're at their finest. But for now, they live in the back garden. I bought this Chinese lantern from a car boot sale. It doesn't really belong in my herb garden, does it? However, I know that they are great in flower arrangements towards the autumn. And therefore, I want one now, I don't want to wait. I think for now I am just going to put it here, and then when I have somewhere better to put it I can move it at a later date, but it seems pointless not planting it in the ground and benefiting from flowers in the autumn. Hi.
Hello.
Okay.
Yeah.
My roses are looking quite healthy, aren't they?
Oh.
That one. They're looking quite healthy. Good day?
Yeah. That's rather good.
Yeah.
Kettle's on.
Hmm?
Kettle is on.
Kettle's on?
Mm-hmm.
That's good, I'll stop now, I'll do the rest tomorrow. I've had such a lovely afternoon in the garden, but I need to go in now. Mark's just arrived home, apparently the kettle's on. I've got Pilates tonight. Hopefully it will hold off raining and I'll be able to get back out tomorrow. Welcome to day 2 in the garden. It's really quite chilly today. If you're new to my channel and you're enjoying it, you might like to know a bit more about me. I'm Louisa, my channel's Elegantly Knackered Style. These videos are a bit more of a deep dive into something that's going on in my midlife, whether it's gardening, house renovation, interior design, personal styling. You can find it here on a Wednesday. I also do Elegantly Knackered Sundays, which is a bit more fast-paced, a day-to-day dip-in of my very busy, chaotic midlife. If you're enjoying the content, please do subscribe. Remember to like, comment and do everything you can to help my channel grow. This is today's task. I bought some cut and come again salad at a local car boot and also a basil, and I need to just pop them into my herb garden. This is the only area that I currently have to plant anything, and therefore I think that I'm going to put it just in this little space here. Next year hopefully I'll have more space in another area of my garden to plant things properly and where they should be. The rhubarb looks very happy today, which I'm thrilled about. The rest of the herbs are looking great. Let me get on with this. I need to find somewhere for this basil. You'll be glad to know that the rhubarb that I planted yesterday that was looking a bit poorly has really perked up. It's looking really good now. My poor wheelbarrows in the heat have really suffered and they look dreadful now. I'm going to chop those back, and I actually think it's time to get 2 nice pots, similar to the galvanised pots there. I think it's time that I got 2 nice pots to go there too. They'll look much nicer. Having said that, these will definitely still be in the garden, but I think these will go nearer to the flower beds. But these will either go in the orchard or the cut flower garden, which I don't actually have yet, but I will have soon. That can go in a vase, definitely, without a doubt. They have gone past their best, but they're wheelbarrows that were used on the renovation, and then they got too worse for wear. I planted them up. I'm going to replace those, but I won't get rid of them. They will be repurposed somewhere else in the garden. I finally remembered to dig out my Slate labels, which means I can label up my rhubarb.
Where I had sometimes played chess, and when I'm out, I'm looking for that vintage fling. But all complexions that I adore, so hard to find, they seem impossible to score. So I dream on to someday find that vintage love. The lights were dimmed as our eyes met, moves on me, and forevermore I like to share that vintage dream.
I was worried about this, but look. I'm going to put some more compost over, give it a water, and then keep my fingers crossed. Every piece of my garden has to work for me. I'd really like some flowers, or in this case herbs, on my kitchen table. There's already some mint. I can see some chives, mint. Got my secateurs. Let's give it a go. Who needs supermarket flowers when they've got a herb garden? There's only a few stems here. They're going to look so pretty in a vase. Oh, that's made me really happy. That was a shorter stint in the garden this afternoon, but still just as rewarding. I love my herb garden, absolutely love it. It was one of the first projects that I completed here at Star Corner. The rest of the garden is still to do, but I love coming out here. Of course it's a bit weedy, but that's fine. Life is busy and I just enjoy what I've got. If you enjoyed this vlog, please do look at my others. Subscribe, like, comment, all of the above. You'll next see me on Sunday for a whiz through of my week. Don't forget that Elegantly Knackered Sundays are chaotic and real life, just a dip into what I'm doing on a day-to-day basis. If you want something a bit slower, maybe just stick to the Wednesday vlogs. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye for now.